Hi there, Save with Crypto here. Okay, so the price of Bitcoin's been coming down a bit overnight. It looks a little bit scary, but in actual fact, if you look at it on a bigger time frame, this one is the 5 minute. If you look on, like, say, the 4 hour, you'll see that, we had quite a big pump over the last week or so, and this is just a tiny little bit down, isn't it? Now, the thing is, it might come down like what it did then, or it might not. Now, with it being Sunday today, there are a few things to look out for. One of them is the CME close from Friday. So this is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which doesn't trade at weekends. And you can see for them, the price of Bitcoin was at 62940 on Friday night. That's when it closed. And it's about 90% likely that in the next week or two, even sooner sometimes, that the price will return to there. And that is pretty much where we are right now. We are about $200 below. So I'm kind of expecting the price to go up a little bit tonight. Okay, so I'd like to try and take advantage of that if possible. It is worth bearing in mind that there is a CME gap from about 2 or 3 weeks ago that's down at 53,900. Okay, which is quite a long way down there. But you can see that is quite feasible. So what I'm going to try and do is try and take advantage of hopefully a little push we get tonight, and then come out of the trade and then expect at some point a much bigger retracement. So on the 5 minute time frame, it's looking something like this, okay, with the price coming down reasonably rapidly. Now, there's a couple of indicators I want to use. One is these EMA moving averages that I use all the time. If you want to know how to set this up, there'll be a video linked at the end of this video showing you how to do that. Now, from that, I have actually added an extra EMA. So if you look here, I've actually added this one, a 5 EMA, and I've done it in red, okay? So what you can see we've got here is a 5, a 9, a 21, and a 55 EMA. And at the moment, with the green being at the top, yellow in the middle, cyan there, red there, that is clearly a downtrend. And what I'm looking for is when this trend changes. Now, you can see in the past when that happened, for example, here, we had the red, cyan, yellow, and green. Then they all sort of squished up, and then at that point, the yellow went above the green. And we got a nice big pump, which was actually last night. So that's the sort of thing I want to try and catch, okay? So these EMAs are going to help. There is another indicator I like to use as well. It's called the VWAP Standard Deviation Bands version 2 mod. That's another free indicator on TradingView. And that puts these green and yellow bands here. And generally, I'm only ever going to think about going long if it's within this green band here, or this, maybe this one here. But really, I'm looking for down here, which is pretty much where we are at the moment, nearly. Okay, so that last part of the video was at 10 o'clock in the morning, UK time. And I was really hoping that, the price would sort of, drop down fairly rapidly, reverse back up, and then I could sort of finish the video and that would be it. But what's been happening all day long is the price has just been sort of coming down. Now, with those EMAs, what I do look out for is mostly the yellow and the green lines. Okay, so the green line is a 55 EMA. The yellow is a 21 EMA, and yeah, at the moment I'm on a 5 minute time frame. Now I think the 5 minutes quite good, because what happened last night was they crossed over in a bearish way at about 2:30 in the morning, so that was Sunday, and they sort of came down. The yellow has stayed below the green. At this point here, I mean, I wasn't awake then, but it's 5:50 in the morning. It did look like it was about to reverse, but the yellow never got past the green. So that meant nothing changed and we're still in a downtrend. And sure enough, the green stayed above the yellow all the time. And we're kind of right down here now at around 62,761. And you can see, even still, the yellow is below the green. So even though the price is going up a little bit right now, I'm not going to do anything until I see that yellow cross the green. Okay, so there's about 1 minute 49 seconds left until this 5 minute candle closes here, but it does look like the yellow could be crossing that green any moment now. Now what I want to avoid is getting it wrong. So
let's look at what happened here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Is the yellow had gone right up towards the green there, but at that point both the red 5 EMA and the cyan 9 EMA had both gone negative by then, i.e. they're pointing downhill rather than uphill. So let's have a look where we are now. So I don't want that to happen. So it's looking good, isn't it? Because it's looking like the red is definitely pointing uphill, cyan also, and they are about to cross. So if these do cross when this candle closes, I might consider going long. Okay, so we've got a new candle started there. That does look like they both crossed. Okay, I'm going to go long. I'm going to go long on Blofin, which is this exchange here. I'm just going to do a limit order. I'm going to click the lowest price in the order book there. I'm actually going to go 100% because it's only a very small account. I'm going to confirm that and see if that fills. I could have done a market order to be sure of getting in, but I don't want to pay the extra fees. So I'm going to hope that this fills. The temptation is always to sort of chase the candle when it's going green. But I found it's just better just to wait and relax. And if it doesn't fill, it doesn't matter. Okay, that filled. Right, so now we want the price to go up. There's the order there. See, it's only $38. So let's look back at the chart on TradingView. Okay, so a couple of candles later, and we've gone above the entry quite nicely. So that was the entry there where I've put this horizontal ray. So that means the actual trade should be in profit now. So yeah, you can see it's 5% in profit. That's $1.95. Okay, so none of this is guaranteed, of course. So what I would probably do at this point was I'd probably think about putting a stop loss here, although it would probably make more sense to put it somewhere like here. That would be below that recent low. My temptation is to just leave it for the moment. So what I'd probably do now is I'd probably wait till it's a few more percent in profit and then add a stop loss at entry, because it may well wiggle up and down a little bit before it goes on its way. So what I'd be looking for next is looking for this cross of the yellow and green EMAs on slightly higher time frames. So that was the 5 minute. So next I'd be looking on, say, like the 7. Okay, well the 7 minute has crossed. That's good. So let's look at the 10. Now the 10 minute hasn't crossed yet, so I really want to see this cross before I'm getting certain that we're in an uptrend and that the downtrend has reversed. And of course this goes all the way up to, say, like the 30 minute, because if we were to look at the 30 minute now, you'd see that it's still in a downtrend and has been since 6:30 this morning. So I hope that's useful. That's how generally I try to identify a bottom to get a entry for a long position. You could, of course, invert all this and use it to look for a top when either you want to take profit or you want to enter a short as well. If you're using different assets like Ethereum or Solana or whatever, then you need to check what it did in the past and just look for those similar kind of things that it did to make sure you're looking at the right EMA, because it might not be the 5 EMA that's going to be the golden one for you. And even within that, just the way you look at things might be different from me, but that's what I do to identify a bottom. If you like that, please give the video a like right now. If you didn't like it, press dislike twice just to make sure I know. But really, give it a like. Also, any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And do make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. And above all, tell your friends.